Alright everyone, what is going on? BusterBarnes here, bringing you my match review slash recap of Chelsea's 2-0 win at home against Sheffield United in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. We are going through to the semi-finals, and it has been revealed who we will be facing, which I will be getting into later in this video. But as usual, I'll be going over the key moments, be giving you guys my player ratings, and as always, my player of the season point scoring system as well. So if you enjoy, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts on the game, and as always, subscribe for more Chelsea FC content. We did see the 3-4-3 formation, and the personnel, it was all a bit up in the air at the start, as Chelsea had to have 3 attempts at posting the correct starting 11. I believe the first 11 they posted was the one that faced Leeds, which seemed odd. Everyone was wondering, why are we not rotating? You know, you'd have assumed to see Kepa, where's Gilmore, where's other players like that, but it did get swapped, and we did actually have a very rotated 11, as you would expect for this quarter-final time. Maybe it's going to be the last match where we do see a fully rotated 11, but I'll get into that a little bit later. We did see Kepa Arrizabalaga starting in goal. We did see the back three of Christensen on the right, Zuma in the middle, and Emerson on the left, basically like what we saw against Barnsley. It's interesting that when Zuma and Christensen are playing together, Tuchel put Zuma in the middle and Christensen on the right. That seems like an odd way to set up to me, but I mean, we did get the clean sheet. The wing-backs were Ben Chilwell and Callum Hudson-Odoi, Gilmore and Kovacic in the middle. Now, obviously, Jorginho didn't play against Atletico Madrid. However, you don't really want to have, I guess, Gilmore and Jorginho sort of in the same 11. They're quite similar, so I can see why Kovacic was there. We did see Pulisic, Mason Mount and Olivier Giroud as the front three as well. And to be honest, guys, I'm going to be real with you. This game was pretty boring. It was pretty boring for the most of it, and there seems to be a theme with these games under Tuchel. You have one like pretty confident, calm performance where things are, flowing smoothly and it looks quite promising, and then you'll have another match where, it just is very slow, very, not too exciting. And I mean, at the end of the day, results is what matters the most, and those are what we're getting, so you can't complain too much. But yeah, if you're a neutral, probably feel like you definitely wasted 90 minutes of your viewing there. But it definitely wasn't easy. This was not an easy tie against Sheffield United. This was the only competition they pretty much left in. We all know they're going to get relegated. So this was really their last chance at something to sort of, I guess, try and rectify how poor a season they've had. But I believe it was their first official game under their new manager, Hickenbottom. So there was, maybe a case of that new manager bounce back where you're going to see a bit more effort from these players. But either way, we did manage to pick up the win. The first goal actually came from a set piece where the ball was crossed over everyone, fell to Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell drives the ball in. I believe it was probably a shot, but either way, he drove it low into the danger area, and Norwood did flick it on into his own goal. So it was an own goal to start off the game. Before then, Sheffield didn't really have many attempts, neither did we really. We actually went quite a long time without an attempt on goal, to be honest. I believe we had 1 shot, 0 on target, and 1 goal because of that own goal. So it definitely wasn't the brightest start from us, nor was it really the brightest half at all. I probably would say that Sheffield were the better team of the first half, but things that I will pull on and positively, Pulisic looked alive. He looked very I guess on it. His energy was good. He was making some good runs, dribbling against the Sheffield defenders, causing issues. There was a moment as well where he did pick up the ball, but unfortunately slipped, so he did try and get the chip shot, but unfortunately it was saved by Ramsdale. He could have maybe put in Giroud, but I think Pulisic, he's doing some really good things, but I do think he's suffering a bit from almost trying too hard. It seems like he's being a bit more individual, and maybe there's times where he should be making the pass, but he's really eager to impress, which is great. But yeah, I'm not too sure. It's just not going too right for him at the moment, but I'll talk a bit more about him later. I thought Gilmore looks good. He controlled the ball well. He made some good tackles. I think Chilwell, he obviously was involved in the goal. He looked pretty good. And I'll say that Zuma, throughout the entire game, I thought was a real big standout. He was dominating the air. There was one good moment where he had to run back and chase the ball and, flicked it away from Bogle. I believe that was in the second half. And yeah, just making some really important blocks and tackles as well, stepping out of defence as well. Maybe what are some risky manoeuvres, but did pay off, like against Atletico Madrid. So yeah, it was 1-0 in the first half. Sheffield were a little bit on us in the last few minutes of the first half, but they could not put anything away. Going into the second half, and there was a very scary moment. We seemed like we were very complacent. Tuchel did bring on Reece James and Azpilicueta pretty early on for Christensen and for Olivier Giroud, meaning that Hudson-Odoi moved up the pitch. Hudson-Odoi didn't get too long, however, as he did actually come off for Ziyech, and Gilmour came off for Havertz as well, meaning that we did see Mason Mount move a bit deeper into that centre mid role, which was nice. Well, I forgot to mention as well, Mason Mount captaining the side, another FA Cup game where he gets to be captain, so that's great for him. Another win as well with him as the captain, so that's going to grow some confidence as well. I wouldn't say Mason Mount had the best game, but either way, led the team to victory, so that is what counts. One really scary moment when Sheffield United crossed the ball in, went over everyone. I believe it took a deflection of Emerson's foot, fell to David McGoldrick, a guy who likes to score against Chelsea, lest we forget. And somehow, from about 2 yards out, he puts the ball wide. Kepa couldn't do anything. I think Kepa looked confused after the ball went past. I can't believe he missed that. We were really let off. Thank you, David McGoldrick, should be the slogan of that match, because Sheffield were pretty much the better team for most of it, I'd say. We did get very complacent. Just wasn't clicking going forward, neither in the midfield. And yeah, really we had to rely on our defence a fair bit, and even then it was still a bit shaky. But yeah, later on in the match, N'Golo Kante came on to shore some things up. But that was how pretty much the game went until it was the 94th or 3rd minute. And, you know, just to rub salt in the wound, Sheffield United put in a valiant performance. We do get up the other end of the pitch, over to Ben Chilwell, who floats the ball over the top of the defence to Ziyech, controls it, takes it down, slots it home past Ramsdale for 2-0. And nice to see Ziyech get another goal. Hopefully the momentum can continue throughout the international break to our next set of games, because he does seem to be finding a bit of form at the moment. But yeah, really just rub some salt in the wounds there. I mean, Sheffield had their chances, they didn't take them. I think there was another decent shot that they had which didn't go in, but when I say we're fortunate, guys, I do believe that. I do think that on another day we might have seen a draw and it go a bit longer, or even Sheffield win. It was not a good performance from us at all. One of those, you know, every now and again Tuchel performances, like against Barnsley, where maybe it's an FA Cup thing, maybe we're getting this FA Cup curse or something, where we're not playing very well. Obviously a lot of rotation, so you can maybe come to expect that as well, but either way, you'd expect us to still do a bit better, so not a great performance, but at the end of the day, what matters is the 3 points. Now, I wouldn't say that everyone performed badly, so we will be getting into that when I do give you guys my player ratings, which I'll do right now. Kepa Arrizabalaga going to get a 7 out of 10. Got the clean sheet, as you know, 6 is the base sort of average rating. He got a clean sheet, he made one decent save, which I think you still expect a goalkeeper to make. Was fortunate that McGoldrick did put that header wide, but either way, kept the clean sheet, fair play to him. Christensen going to give a 6.5, just because I don't understand why he was put at right centre-back. I don't think he looks too comfortable there. There was one good bit of defending he did, but overall I just don't think that's where you'd put him. He's not the most progressive with his passes, and he's not really known for, you know, switching play that often, which I think Zuma's probably better than. And Zuma had a great performance, but I think that when you contrast Zuma and Christensen, I think Zuma is like a little bit better on either the left or the right of a back three, but still decent. Whereas Christensen, I do think there is a sheer gulf in quality between him in the middle and him on the right. I do think that he's probably a bit better in the middle than Zuma is, and Zuma's definitely way better on the right than Christensen would be. So I do wonder why Tuchel sort of went with that. I mean, maybe because Sheffield's quite a physical team, he wanted Zuma in the middle, which could make sense. But it just looks like to me he kept the same back three that he did against Barnsley. So yeah, Christensen getting a 6.5. Emerson's going to get a 7. Was quite impressed with him, considering he's not really a centre-back to play left centre-back. And while some of his passes didn't come off, he defended well, and he won quite a few aerial duels as well against the big players of Sheffield United. So he did decently. Obviously couldn't get as forward as he would have wanted to after that, you know, goal against Atletico Madrid. But it was a decent performance. I think a lot of us were nervous seeing him there for this game, but he delivered. Kurt Zuma's going to get an 8.5 out of 10. Won so many aerials, you know, stepped out of the line to retain the ball, and made some really good runs. You know, Kurt Zuma's great at that when a player's trying to run through like Bogle or like someone else, and he can just make that recovery tackle. Some of the best things, and I do think he really was the man who kept us in this game, and just really sort of saw out a lot of the Sheffield United attacks. Obviously, Sheffield aren't the most quality side when it comes to attacking, but still Zuma did do his job, and he did it well. Going into Ben Chilwell, going to give him an 8 out of 10. At the end of the day, I didn't say I noticed him loads, but he defended decently and he was involved in our 2 goals. Like, he did force the own goal and he also got the assist for Hakim Ziyech. So you've got to give him the credit for that, involved in both of them. I think he's been unfairly scapegoated a bit lately. People calling him out against Leeds as like our worst player and stuff. I don't think that's true. Yeah, I think with him and Alonso, yes, you could say maybe attacking-wise, Alonso makes decisions maybe a bit quicker and it's maybe a bit more fun, but Chilwell's definitely much more of an all-rounder, can defend a lot better, is a bit of a better passer, and if we go back to a back 4, I think he'll definitely thrive there. Hudson-Odoi getting a 6.5, wasn't his best performance. I think he did well sometimes getting down the right-hand side. I do think Osborne had trouble with him at the start, but then that sort of went away. He didn't really have too much time on the left when Tuchel did change up the formation, which was a shame. So yeah, I would have probably liked to have seen him a bit more forward, even though I did predict for him to start in his right wing back position. But yeah, just not the best day out for him. Was still alright, still decent, but not really stand out. Kovacic getting a 7 out of 10, had the ball a lot, did make some decent little dribbles past the Sheffield players. Creativity wasn't really there, did try with some of the long balls, which maybe just didn't pay off today. I thought he was fine, just didn't notice him that much. But still a standard decent performance. Billy Gilmour's going to get a 7.5, considering he doesn't play too often. I think it was a good performance, definitely better than the one against Barnsley. Didn't lose the ball too much, controlled play well in the middle, and did step in with some tackles when needed, and did do some decent balls over the top for some players running in. So I do think he had a decent performance, but he's going to get a 7.5. Going to the front 3, Mount's getting a 6.5. Captain the side to victory, but other than that, wouldn't say he really provided loads. Pressing was good, but yeah, I mean, hopefully he's not getting too fatigued. Obviously, international break, he'll probably play a lot, so hopefully he gets a rest in at least one of those matches. Going to move on to Olivier Giroud next. Actually, he's going to get a 5. Didn't really impress me at all. One of those Giroud performances where he's just inconsistent. This is why this guy, like I've said before, can't start every single game. He's old now. He's like 32, so you can't really blame him. He's just a bit slower. Lack of mobility. Maybe if Tammy was fit for this game, maybe would have seen him start, but or definitely come on. But yeah, Giroud, not his best performance, so 5 out of 10. Pulisic, lastly, going to get a 7.5 out of 10. I do think some people went over the top with giving him man of the match. I think he won that, and I also was given that in the BBC by Martin Keown. I mean, Keown has no clue what he's talking about anyway. But I do think Ziyech looked good, he looked promising, he made some really good runs. There was actually one where he darted through about 2 or 3 Sheffield United players to force a decent save from Ramsdale. Like I said as well, was a bit unlucky with that slip. He anticipated the mistake from Norwood, and unfortunately couldn't chip it over the keeper. So hopefully more performances from Pulisic like that, and he can get back into form. But yeah, I think it was good. I don't think he was our best player, though. I think that was going maybe a little bit too far. But if he continues this, hopefully he'll get a goal soon, and we can see that Pulisic of the restart period. Moving on to the bench, Reece James going to get a 6.5. Came on, did well, and yeah, just defended well, and did some decent running up the pitch. Azpilicueta is going to get a 5.5 because when he came on, we actually almost let Sheffield through a little bit more. Now, maybe that's because the game calmed down and they were looking to get that equaliser. But Aspi, maybe not the best substitute appearance from him. I mean, I didn't really see much of a difference between when he came on for Christensen. Ziyech's going to get a 7. He did score the goal when he came on and just continued his form well. I wouldn't say he necessarily played well besides that, but got the goal, which is the most important thing. Havertz and Kante getting a 6 out of 10. Came on, did their job, didn't have too much to do, so fair play to them. But if I do get onto my player of the season point scoring system, guys, not going to give anyone the 3 points because even though there was maybe a standout player, it was against Sheffield United. It was the FA Cup quarter-final. No one impressed me that much. Like I said, it was a pretty dull game. I'm going to give 1 point to 3 players. They're going to be Hakim Ziyech for the goal, Billy Gilmour and Pulisic as well, both doing some decent appearances, considering they don't start too often, especially Gilmour. I thought they did well. And 2 players are going to get 2 points. Those are going to be Ben Chilwell for the 2 goal contributions, and for Kurt Zouma as well for being super solid in defence too. So you can see how those points are tallying up. Players definitely moving up and down quite a bit now. We'll see how it ends when the season is over, but that's still a couple months away. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, guys, what's most important was the result, and we are going through to the semi-finals, where we are in fact facing Manchester City. Of the 3 teams that we could have faced, this is definitely the most challenging one. Whoever goes through this semi-final will probably be seen as the favourites to win, though, as I believe the other semi-final is Southampton and Leicester. Leicester getting the 3-1 win over Manchester United, so upset there. I mean, Leicester, you can't take them lightly, though. Whoever has to face them, if it is them that gets through to the final, are definitely going to be facing a challenge. But yeah, City, it's going to be a big match for us, a really big test. I'm not sure if we'll see this exact starting 11 again, because all of our matches now from then on will be very important. So I don't know if we will see this much rotation. This could be the last game we actually see Gilmour, which is a little bit of a shame. But I mean, you never know. But still, yeah, result was important. Hopefully we can continue this for the game against Man City. And yeah, it's going to be difficult, but hopefully we can get some silverware this season. And yeah, guys, that's going to be it. My review/recap. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated for the Chelsea FC content. Let me know down below how you're thinking the season's going in general, what you thought of this game, and what you're thinking of the team going forward. We'd love to communicate with you guys in the comments section. I do hope you all have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.